Hello and welcome back to Hannah's Inner Healing Forum. My name is Hannah. In the previous week, we discussed and had a discussion about narcissism, an introduction to narcissism. So today we are going to talk about the things or the characteristics of a narcissist and how they affect you as you relate with a narcissist. Again, my name is Hannah Njeri. I have a background in pastoral MDiv in pastoral studies. I have a degree in sociology and politics, and I have a certificate in trauma counseling. So I hope that this discussion today will be fruitful. I'm not teaching this so that people can hate on the narcissist, but just to know who a narcissist is and how to interact with a narcissist. Thank you. So just a recap from the other time, we talked about how, in relating to a narcissist, that they don't have empathy, they exploit, and they are also entitled. So today we are going to pick up from some of these things and go in depth on who a narcissist is and how to relate with a narcissist. Number one, narcissists normally have masks. A narcissist cannot be themselves. Why? Because they don't have an identity. And like I said last week, that most narcissists are bred from broken homes. So it means that these people were so broken, and because of instead of healing the brokenness, they now began to have their own another identity that is not of them. And behind the narcissist spirit is the Jezebel spirit. So when these people were broken, instead of finding solace or healing in a counseling or in God, they now found solace in this spirit. So the spirit came and gave them a fake identity. So they are not themselves, they don't have an identity. And the reason why they have masks is because they need to copy different people's identities. Could it be a movie character? Could it be someone that they admire? They need to copy their character and think to themselves that this is who they are. But they don't have an identity. So they'll keep copying people's, if they admire you, they want to copy your identity. They don't have an identity or to know who they are. They don't have the essence and substance of who they truly are. And so because of that, they are also very negative on the inside because they are broken and they are sad and they are depressed. So they are very negative people. So when you meet them, they will just bring nothing but negative energy. When they talk about things, they like to talk negative things. They like to discuss negative things. There's nothing positive about a narcissist. And even if they're trying to be positive, you realize as you relate with them, their environment is that of negativity. And some of the things characters we will describe, you'll notice how the negativity is coming in. Because a narcissist also lacks identity. Number two, they always want to feel better than others. You know why? Because they are so broken on the inside. So the only way to feel themselves or to feel that they are better or to feel that they are good people, they try to elevate themselves and feel better than others. And that's why they are so competitive. You'll find that if it's in the workplace or with their people who are working in the workplace, they'll be competing with other people. Very competitive, very jealous. They can cut down people, because they are trying to compete with people. They are trying to make themselves look a certain way that they are not. And because of that, there will never be people who you can have as friends. They are never loyal. They demand loyalty from others, but they are not loyal because they need to keep cutting down other people. They need to keep, because for them, people are just a means to an end. They have an end, a goal. But they want your money, they'll have a goal, but they can never be loyal to you. Another thing that affects you, especially this is on the mental, and I'll discuss this in my next video when I talk about the health risks that you experience when you are relating with a narcissist, is that you go through a mental fog. The mental fog is because as you're relating with this person who is a fake person, who is someone who has masks, so what they do, they make you, number one, they play mind games with you. They make you, like, let's say you said something, or they said something, then they'll say, it's not me, I didn't say such a thing. So every time you start second guessing yourself, you keep second guessing yourself. I didn't say that, I didn't do that. They are always denying facts. Even when they did something, they will deny it. So you'll start having a mental fog because you're confused, like, but this person said this, they did this, and then they keep denying that they did those things or they said those things. Another cause of mental fog is the confusion you get when relating with these people, because they don't have an identity. They can change anytime. And the way I said, they start first of all by adoring you, then they devalue you, and they discard you. So when the devaluement comes, the devaluing period, They will play mind games with you. They will start making you feel like you doubt yourself, you doubt your reality. If you are a confident person, because they also steal people's virtues, they'll start making you feel like you're not confident. So that all comes as a mental fog. So it affects your mind, it affects your mental health. Another thing that they also do is triangulations. They have a lot of triangulation. Triangulation means, it's like a triangle, triangulation. It means that this person, they are not the straightforward person. So they will now make sure that anytime there's an issue, they'll involve other people so that the issue is more complicated. Instead of coming and telling you, you did me wrong, you did this, they will involve someone else because they like to triangulate. You see, in broken homes, triangulation is very common. Instead of addressing the person directly, you want to discuss them with other people. So already you have involved other people in this issue, and yet you could have solved that issue easily because they are complicated, and because this is someone who doesn't have an identity. They don't like to solve, they don't know how to solve their things in a civil, straightforward way. They will always involve triangulation, even in offices. And you realize, whenever this person is involved, there'll always be arguments here and there involving other people. Even something small becomes a big issue. It's like making a mountain out of a molehill, because they enjoy the chaos. In fact, chaos and negativity are supply for the narcissist. So they enjoy when people are fighting. They enjoy when there is chaos, so that they can be able to feel comfortable because of the spirit inside this person. They are not peaceful people. Another thing that they will do is accusations, false accusations. They work well with false accusations, where they go accusing you of things that you have not done. And then they also have flying monkeys who will support them in this story. So they'll accuse you. Let's say you have had a divorce with such a person. They go and say outrageous things about you, lies about you. And they will also have flying monkeys, gossipers, who will go spreading these things for them. So they work very well with these flying monkeys. And also these flying monkeys would be people who you're entertaining or telling your version of things. Then they take these stories back to the narcissist. So it's a never-ending circle. With such a narcissist, the best thing is just to cut off communication, and they also cut off the people around the narcissist, because they will be used to come and hurt you. The narcissist will say things deliberately, knowing they'll come and tell you to hurt you. So those are the flying monkeys. Another thing that the narcissist is very good with, number 4, is the mind games. He keeps playing mind games. Now with the triangulations, accusations and everything, he'll always be playing with your mind or testing you in different things. They might even ask you something deliberately because they want to play with your mind, not because that they want to get an answer from you, but they're playing with your minds. Or they can be able to hide things from you, because most narcissists cheat also. So they will be playing a lot of mind games with you, and by the end of it all, you just feel so tired relating with that person. And another point closely connected to mind games, number 5, is conspiracy. Where a narcissist is, there's always going to be conspiracy. How? Number 1, because there will be gossips, betrayal, and conspiracy. So the narcissist will betray you at any time because they are not loyal, and because the end, for them, the end justifies the means. So it means the people who come in their life, be it spouses, be it friends, they are all for the end. They see them as objects to attain their means, their end, sorry. So they are just a means to an end. They don't see people as people. And also because, remember in our last video, we said narcissists don't have empathy. So they'll be using you for their end. So what will happen is they can easily betray you. And once they betray you or say bad things about you, or even cheat on you, or just steal from you, they can easily betray you. And when they betray you now, they will now be having, like what we talked about just in our previous point, the flying monkeys. So the conspiracy is going to always be there. The betrayal spirit follows closely with the narcissist. And then also closely connected to conspiracy is number 6. They are full of lies and deception, such that they will be lying and deceiving people. They'll tell lies about you. They'll tell lies about situations. They can never say the truth because they have a lot of shoddy deals. So the only thing that keeps them going are lies, half lies. And if you're a person who is discerning, or you're a person who, because you see sometimes when you're so in love with someone, you don't see these things. If you're a person who is discerning, you will see into their lies and lies and deception, and it needs God. That's why before you go into any partnership or relationships with anybody or friendships, pray. Because if you're bringing a narcissist into your life, just know that there's a lot of pain that is coming your way. So with these lies and deception to cover up for themselves, and sometimes they just get exposed because they keep lying so much that they even forgot the lies they said before. Another thing also that closely connected to that point number 7 is that you have manipulation. These people manipulate people. You see, like, if you want to, then they are brilliant in their lies. So you find that they will lie, and then keep manipulating you, or even making you feel like you're the one who is on the wrong. Let's say, for example, with the manipulation, you accuse them of something. They will try, because a narcissist, because they are so negative on the inside and they don't have an identity, they cannot stand to hear that they have flaws. They want to imagine they are perfect. And so what a narcissist does in the way of manipulation is they do things and then they come and accuse you of the very same thing. A narcissist will come and accuse you of infidelity, and they themselves are carrying out infidelity. A narcissist will come and accuse you of stealing from the office, and they themselves are the ones who have stolen from the office. So it's like a projection. They want to project the things they are doing to other people to off that guilt from them. So, or maybe you approach a narcissist and tell them, you did this to me. They'll start throwing things from the past. Remember, you also did this. So solving issues with them is like going round a merry-go-round. It's never a straightforward thing. It's not easy to solve even issues with a narcissist, even in marriage, because they will always keep going round circles. And that also contributes to your mental fog or getting tired or stressed out. And then they also have character assassinations a lot, because they are trying to cover up for who they are. These are people who have to make others look bad so that they can look good. So the more they are making people look bad so that they can look good, it gives them props. They feel good about it. They feel, this is what we needed. Yes, so they want to make you look bad so that they can look good. And then these narcissists also demand a lot of loyalty. They can never be loyal, but they will be demanding a lot of loyalty on the end. They'll say, oh, you're not my close friends. Oh, you don't do this. And those some things they don't do for you. They just say, oh, if you're my friend, you loan me this money. They can never loan you money. Oh, if you're my spouse, you should love me like this, but they can never love you like that. They don't have unconditional love, because in the first place, they don't have an identity. And then they also like to instill fear. You see, one way of a narcissist to control people, one way that they use to control, because they are so full of control and domination, is by instilling fear in other people. So that in an office setup, the CEO will come and everybody is afraid, scampering to running away from him. This person gets their supply from making other people fear them. They get that supply. Another thing about the narcissist is because of they are sexually promiscuous. Because some of them use sex as a supply. You see, a narcissist cannot do without other people's energy. So they can get that energy by, first of all, either by irritating you, then they get your reaction, either by engaging in quarrels so that they get your energy, or they can also get that applied through sex, in sexual encounters with other people, so that the more they're sleeping with people, they are getting their energy. So if you're out there, be careful before you go engaging in sexual intimacy with people, just random people you don't know. Because if you're sleeping with a narcissist, the only thing that you're going to get is hurt and heartbreak. And they are not connected to you, they have no empathy. So they will be using that to just against you. And because narcissists are promiscuous, once they sleep with you or they are done with you, they have used you, they'll look for someone else. They are not loyal, they don't know what love is, they don't know what love is. So if you're dealing with a narcissist in your life, you really either need to do two things. Number one, ask God for guidance. Number two, cut off. Because there's nothing good that comes from relating with the person with the Jezebel spirit. It's always for destruction. This spirit is among the high-ranking spirits in the underworld. So this spirit is out there to destroy you. And the people who have this spirit carry this spirit. Deep inside of them, they are broken people. Deep inside of them, these are not people who are willing to change. So you might be feeling compassion and mercy for them, but they have no compassion for you. And at any chance, they can also plot your murder. So this spirit is responsible for many things. When you look at the Jezebel woman in the Bible, the woman was called Jezebel. She not only conspired, but she also murdered people. She used people. She used positions to manipulate her way through. So if you're dealing with such a person, there's no end to them. As long as you are a means to the end, there is no end to them. There is no end to their evil. These are people who have no remorse. They feel that they can exploit and hurt you. They feel they have a right to do the things they do. And when you meet such a person, they are normally not sorry. So that's why they're in the spectrum of the dark triad. That's why they're in the spectrum of the psychopaths and the likes. They can do things without remorse. So when you see some of these characters, and I'm not saying that one of these, when you just spot one character in a person, you just call them a narcissist. But if the characters I've mentioned and you've ticked many of them as you're relating with someone, you might as well be dealing with a narcissist. So next time we want to discuss the health risks or how your health is affected as you relate with a narcissist. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And also feel free to partner with us. It takes money to do videos. It takes money to do everything in life. You can't do anything without involving money. So if you feel like you want to partner with us, there's a till number that we'll attach in our video, and also we have a PayPal address that you can use to be able to partner with us. Otherwise, hope to see you next time, and I pray that these videos are helping many other people out there to discover themselves and to heal and to just, be the best version they can be. Be blessed.